the bell work for April 6th. So we're going to evaluate this, which means we're going to plug in values. So we're going to say -2. And I recommend putting that in parentheses because if you don't, you might forget what's going on. When you plug things in, we're implying parentheses. So here's parentheses, but then there, I guess I won't do it. Oh, and here we see we have a problem. When we go to look for what c is equal to, we have to solve for c. So c is equal to 4. So we're going to subtract 4. And so you can see what's going to go on here. We'll say -2 to the third power. That's an odd exponent. 3 is an odd number. So I'm going to get -8. And then I'm going to get a negative. And inside the parentheses, there's 2 negatives. So I get a -6. They work together to make something more negative. And then the negative outside kind of undoes that. Oops, wait. It's not +8. It's -8, and it's +6. So I'm going to end up with a -2. Okay. Find the number. A number is multiplied by 3 with the product increased by 5. So a number is multiplied by 3. That'd be 3n. With the product increased, so that's a product, 3 times n, increased by 5, resulting, fancy word for equals, -55. Then I'd like you to find n. Simplify by combining like terms. Write the answer with all variables in the numerator. Well, okay, we've got to simplify to see what's like and what's not. So the first one, we'll just leave that alone, xy squared. For the second term, which is going to be negative, we have y to the 1. Take away a negative. If you take away a negative, that's double negative. So we're actually going to add that one. So we're going to say 3x. Why are we taking away? Well, we're taking away because y to the -1 is on the bottom. So we're going to subtract that exponent. So we say 1 minus a minus, so 1 plus 1. And then the next term is positive, and there's a 2. And we have 0, and we're subtracting a -1. If we subtract a -1, that's like adding 1. Don't usually write the 1 next to the x. Don't usually write it there. And then I have y squared. So far, all my terms are the same, xy squared. Then we're going to say 4 x squared, and we're supposed to write everything in the numerator. Okay, we'll bring the 2 y squared is what I mean to say. We'll bring that y squared up, but when I bring it up, I have to change the sign of the exponent. That's the deal. And then let's see. Everything's in the numerator here already. Don't have to move anything. And you can see there's like terms going on here. This one, and this one are all like terms. And then this one and this one are like terms, so we can put those together. All right, simplify. Let's see, we have -4. Oh, well, supposed to be a bracket, -4. Inside the parentheses, I have a -2 and a +5 that are fighting, and the 5 wins by 3. Then I'm subtracting. Let's see, I have -3, and anything to the 0 power is 1, right? So I have it looks like an 8, but it's really a 1. And on the bottom, I have a -1. That 2 to the 0 is 1. And then the absolute value. Those aren't brackets. That's the absolute value. The absolute value of 5 take away 1. Well, 5 take away 1 is positive anyway, so I wouldn't have to change it. But it's times 4, a +4. So let's go ahead here. We have -4. times 3 minus, what happens inside that parenthesis? These parentheses. Negative 3 and positive 1, well, the negative 3 is going to win. And on the bottom, I'm going to have a negative 4. You know what? If I have a negative 4 on the top and the bottom, and it's outside the brackets, I can just cancel it. So I think I will. No more negative, no more 4. And on the inside, I have 3 plus 2. So I end up with 5. Okay.